So now we move to the opera category.
And to present this award, I'm delighted to welcome to the stage one of our great operatic singers. Please welcome the marvellous Dame Anne Evans. Before Dame Anne says anything, she has made the transition from diva to dame with her usual graciousness. But those of you who don't know, and you should, she was one of the great Brunhildes in Wagner's Ring Cycle, and the Barenboim Harry Kupfer is now available on Blu-ray, and people quite rightly say it's a whole new generation are seeing the sterling and absolutely sensational work you did. You once said, more brain, less brawn. You didn't need the brawn, you got the brain, you had the musicality, and thank you for that. It's fabulous.
More resonance than the voice.
More resonance than the voice. All right, so what's the hint? I have to ask you for your wish list to singers.
Never sing beyond yourself. Never try and compete with the orchestra.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. Even in Wagner.
Especially in Wagner.
Yes. All right. Well, she's not looking very Brunhilde tonight, so I don't think we should be afraid. This afternoon, Dame Anne, over to you.
Okay. The nominations for this award: The Rape of Lucretia from Aldeburgh on Virgin Classic label with Angelica Kirschlager, Susan Gritton and Ian Bostridge, conducted by Oliver Nussen. Secondly, Sonny's collection of romantic arias sung by the wonderful baritone Christian Gerhaher. Thirdly, Peter Grimes, also from Aldeburgh, with an all-British cast headed by Alan Oake, Giselle Allen and David Kempster under the conductor Steuart Bedford, Sigmund Classics. And I'm delighted to say the winner is Peter Grimes. I was fortunate enough to be at the concert performance at Snape where this recording was made. It has a wonderful all-British cast with a Britten Peers orchestra and the thrilling, really thrilling sound of the combined choruses from Opera North and Guildhall School of Music. Their cries of Peter Grimes really made one's hair stand on end. It was just amazing. And as the linchpin for the whole thing, the magnificent conducting of Steuart Bedford. It's impossible to talk about this without mentioning the sensational stage performance of Grimes that took place a few days later on Aldeburgh Beach with the same cast and orchestra. As it happens, I have a little cottage on Crag Path. It was right in front of our cottage. We didn't see the sea for a month. As they built the set, put the lighting pylons up, the singers rehearsed morning, noon and night, as did the conductor. They were so lucky. No one went sick. It was an amazing, amazing achievement. I watched enthralled, seeing the whole thing happen. And it was a wonderful thing for Aldeburgh, this wonderful feeling between Snape and Aldeburgh. The whole of Aldeburgh were invited to the dress rehearsals. Everyone was stopping and watching with their dogs and their babies in prams, and it was tremendous. And they were really heroic because the weather was terrible. But I never heard a single grumble from anyone. Steuart conducted in a dugout in the shingle, huge dugout with a tin roof. I think he could have had a helmet too, but I don't think he did. Happily, he and the singers survived unscathed, and he and Alan Oake are here today to receive this award for everyone who was part in this fantastic achievement.
I think everybody knows here what the complications of recording an opera are. This, of course, was a live performance, which makes the tension even worse. One tries to get it right in any performance, but the tension of a live broadcast and the possibility of a recording must have affected the life, as it were, of the performance itself. It was an amazing achievement, I feel, particularly from everybody who took part. I only share part of the glory. Alan Oak, our wonderful Grimes, and of course, leading the cast, Giselle Allen and David Kempster, and everyone gave a tremendous performance. The orchestra was completely made out of young people, many of whom were still in their studies at the Guildhall or the Royal Academy of Music. And they really rose to the occasion in an amazing way. And there was something special about that, which I don't think can be recreated. All the, how can I say, glory, as it were, must not be taken away from the people who worked on the production, not just stage staff, but in particular, I'd like to mention our sound and recording engineers. Now, a recording producer in these circumstances has an amazingly responsible job, seconded only by the sound man. We've got Nick Parker and Mike Hatch, who I think have already won something for their people they worked for, who had the most glorious job, particularly when it came to recording the opera for DVD on the beach. And are you going to stand up there? Where are you? Ah, bravo, bravo, bravo. And to everybody else, to you in particular, many, many thanks for voting for us, and hopefully you enjoyed everything about the performance. I will listen to it probably in about 20 years' time when I've got the nerve.
Thank you, Steuart. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for voting for this recording. It was a big surprise for me, but thank you. I suppose I can represent the rest of the cast here today, and in many ways, although the piece is called Peter Grimes, and I was lucky enough to be Peter Grimes, and lucky enough to be with Steuart, it maybe is the ultimate ensemble opera. So perhaps it could have been called The Borough, in fact, because it's so much about the life of the borough. So it's my pleasure to represent the rest of the cast today.